right. Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to India and anywhere else in the world. Thank you for joining us at IFBIC today with another fabulous presentation. And this time it's coming from Florida. Miss Jackie Cumberbatch is a business purpose loan consultant. She will be presenting this today and is the founder and CEO of Sure Foundation Consulting Services, LLC. Her firm is affiliated with over 60 lenders who write real estate investor loans, equipment loans, and other business purpose loans. Sure Foundation Consulting Services is based in Orlando, Florida, but processes loan in 41 of the 50 United States and Washington. So we'd like to welcome Jackie. She's actually, before entering in this sector, she was a registered nurse for 36 years. And believe me, I am grateful for that because whenever you need it, you can always call her. Welcome, Jackie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Molly, for that welcome, for that introduction. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Have you already passed it to me,
Yes.
Amish?
You can share your screen.
Okay.
Yes. Please just start the recording as well.
Okay, are you seeing my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, yes, Molly, thank you for that introduction. And let me just get this going here. Okay. All right, I think this is better now. Okay. All right, it's great to be able to be on this forum with everyone. I really appreciate advancements in technology because, you know, we're in completely different locations, the West Coast, the East Coast, and India, and we were able to get together for this call. Today's presentation will focus on commercial and investor real estate loans, and they can be acquired through Sure Foundation Consulting Services. Okay, a quick look at the agenda. We're just going to talk a little bit about us. I think Molly has covered most of that already. We'll look at one of our main goals, our slogan, the loan programs that are offered, property types, loan types, additional loan features, credit scores, requirements, eligibility for foreign nationals, requirements in general, both foreign nationals and US residents, and then we can go, there's some additional information, and then we can go into questions and answers. Okay. So Molly has already gone through most of this. We're affiliated with about 50 to 60 lenders. There are about 60 lenders, but I'm not signed up with all, but I can sign up with them as opportunities come in if the ones I'm already signed up with are not do not meet the needs of my clients. So I can add more to my list as I go on. These lenders are all premier non-QM lenders who are investor friendly. That's important. And they write loans for income producing residential, multifamily, and commercial properties. We are based in Orlando, Florida, but we cover most of the United States. Okay, Our main goal is to help you achieve your goal. So whatever your goal is in terms of real estate investment, that's what we are here to do. So for the realtors in the room, Wendy, I know you're a realtor. I don't know if there are any other realtors in the room, but our goal is to help you help your clients. So if you have a client who is not able to obtain a loan from a conventional bank, then we can assist you with that. And in so doing, we will help you to increase the number of deals that you can close. So I'm sure most realtors, set a goal each year for the number of deals that they would like to close. And we want to help you accomplish that. If you're a foreign national who is looking to invest in the US, whether it's your first investment or grow your investment portfolio, our goal is to help you accomplish that as well. I know that for foreign nationals, it can be a little difficult to get financing since many of the larger banks do not finance foreign nationals. And for investors in the US who are looking also to grow their portfolio, or even, the first-time buyer, the first-time investor, we are here to provide any assistance that you need and help you to get the loans that you need. And our slogan, get a sure yes when your bank says no. Many of the requirements for conventional banks are difficult for the investors to achieve. And so oftentimes they're turned away from conventional banks for loans. I've had mortgage bankers who've told me, they have had to turn away borrowers who are their customers, who have been borrowing from them over a long period of time, but because of some of the criteria, maybe they're at a point where they're at 5 mortgages already, they're not able to get a 6th. So those borrowers are appropriate to come to us. They're appropriate for our business because our lenders will work with them. Okay, and what the loan programs that we offer, foreign national investor loans, and this includes foreign nationals who are living in the US, as well as foreign nationals who are outside of the US. There are foreign nationals who are living in the US who are not able to obtain Social Security numbers because of their status. And we are able to work with those foreign nationals. They may need to have an ITIN number, and some of them do not need to have an ITIN number. Some of them may have an ITIN number, some may have a Social Security number. We can work with those clients. And those outside of the US do not need to have a Social Security number and do not need to have an ITIN number. And we can work with those borrowers as well. Real estate investors in the US, those are borrowers who are looking to finance single family residences, 2 to 4s like your duplexes, your triplexes, and your quads. We work and condos and townhouses as well. Our business is ideal for those borrowers. Also commercial real estate loans we offer to our lenders. These are the commercial buildings like, I can move on to the next slide. Yeah. Commercial buildings like mixed use properties, office buildings, automobile repair shops, warehouses, self-storage buildings, your 5 to 29 unit apartment buildings. So these are some of the property types that we work with, and we can help these lenders. Today, I know we also offer equipment loans, but today I'm not going to focus on equipment loans. Okay, now keep in mind that property type are dependent on the lenders. They vary with the lender because we work with so many lenders. Different lenders have different types of properties that they would work with. For instance, I had one lender who does commercial buildings, but would not do an automobile repair shop because for that particular lender, they found that to be high risk due to the chemicals that are used in that type of a business. So, but there are other lenders who would lend on that. So lenders vary in what they will lend on. Most lenders will lend on single family residences, townhouses, condos, 2 to 4 units, condotels. Those are popular in Florida and in the Carolinas. And there are quite a few lenders who will lend on that as well. And also many lenders will lend on the 5 to 29 units. If at any point you have a question and you feel that you would like to ask at this time, feel free to interrupt me. Okay.
Hi, Jackie, this is Wendy. I do have a question since you mentioned condotels. Would it be possible for us as realtors in the room and others that may be listening to this replay broadcast to submit the projects to you that we have in our local areas and see if you can get those approved for funding?
Definitely, definitely. That's exactly what I would like for you to do. You submit them to me and I will.
Okay, well, we have several that are.
Go ahead.
We have several great ones here in Central Florida, and I know in other markets that are gateway cities will have some condo hotel type of opportunities. So it'd be good for you to have a list of which ones you're approved with. So thank you. I'll put that together for you for Orlando.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Loan types, business purpose DSCR. This is the debt service coverage ratio loans. I had a moment there. And for these loans, lenders would like for the income from the property to be at least equal to the expenses. For instance, that the rent would at least be the same amount. It's a ratio of the rent to the expenses. So that would be the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and association dues if there are any. Most lenders would like to see that ratio at a 1%, but if some lenders will go as low as 0.7. Of course, at the lower you go, the higher the interest rate is likely to be for that particular loan. And for the no DSCR, loans that fall below the 0.7 range, or whatever that particular lender, whatever their cutoff is, if a loan falls below that DSCR, then those loans can still be offered, but they will go to a no DSCR, meaning they do not calculate the DSCR. However, like I said, the interest rate is higher, so of course that makes the cost of the loan higher. However, many of the lenders, the maximum loan amount is actually higher with a no DSCR loan. So it has its advantages, but it will cost a little bit more. And then there are the business purpose bridge loans for those lenders who just want a loan for a short period of time. Maybe they need the loan for 24 months and they have the intent to refinance after that. So most of these lenders will offer business purpose bridge loans as well. Okay, some loan features. For most of the lenders, currently, the minimum loan amount is $100,000 and the maximum loan amount can get up to, well, I wouldn't say for most lenders, the maximum is $8 million, but there are lenders who will get up to that maximum amount. That number definitely varies. There are still a few lenders who will go as low as $75,000 for a minimum, but as the market is changing, most of them are moving that number up to 100,000. So for the most part at this point, the minimum is 100,000. Loan to values vary from 70% to 80% in the US, and from 60% to 80% for foreign nationals. Now, going back to the DSCR, one of the advantages of the no DSCR, that is that the loan to value tends to be higher. Of course, it varies from lender to lender, but there are lenders who, with their no DSCR, will actually give you an 80% loan to value, 60 to 80 for foreign nationals. And there are a wide variety of loan types of loans that can be given. For instance, you can have a 30-year fixed. I don't have it mentioned here, but you can have a 40-year loan, which the first 10 years would be interest only, and then the next 30 years would be a fixed, fully amortized loan. And then there are interest-only options. That loan is strictly an interest-only loan. Interest rates tend to be a little bit higher on those, but they're short-term loans. You know, maybe you need a fix and flip, and you can just have an interest-only loan, get that property taken care of, and then you sell that property and you're finished with that loan. There are also 5-year and 7-year arms that are available. And then, especially for your bridge loans, there are 12-month, 24-month, and 36-month loans. Here again, loan to value are dependent on the lender and the type of loan that you're looking for. And also your credit score would definitely play in here as well. Interest rates, I don't think I've mentioned interest rates anywhere in the slide, so let me go ahead and just mention them right here. Interest rates, of course, vary and fluctuate. Right now, interest rates are, I would say, on the low end in the 8-point-something%. But then there's a lot that goes along with the interest rate. For instance, if there's a prepayment penalty, if the borrower agrees to have a prepayment penalty, then there's a little bit of a credit on the interest rate for that borrower. So they may take off, and different lenders have different amounts that they work with, but some lenders may take off, let's say, a 0.375 off of the interest rate that they offer, because the borrower is going to go with a prepay penalty. So for instance, for a foreign national, there may be a slightly higher interest rate, but then for a particular credit score, there may be a little bit that can be taken off as well. So interest rates vary, and they do fluctuate from day to day. Okay, a few more loan features. This just gives you some idea of what the loans can be used for. Fix and flip loans, fix and hold. A borrower may want to fix a property and rent it. So there are rental loans that are available. A borrower may want to do a cash out refinance, or they may want to do a rate and term refinance. Maybe the rates have dropped, or they had a loan, that the rates are significantly higher than what's being offered by a particular lender at this time. So, fix and rate and term refinance loans are available. Because these lenders are investor friendly, and because the loans are focused on the asset, not on income from a person's job or anything of that nature, many of these lenders are willing to finance even people who have had recent bankruptcies, or if their credit is less favorable. One of the things that the conventional lenders are very strict on, some of them are no more than 5 properties, some of them, depending on the type of loan, no more than 10 properties. So an investor who may have 10 properties cannot get a conventional loan. So our loans work very well for those those borrowers, and for self-employed investors as well. Now, these are some of the major differences with the conventional loans. So our lenders are very aware of this, and they work with these clients. And also, our lenders also work with short-term rentals. So your Airbnb, for instance, if you have a client looking to purchase a property for Airbnb, or a foreign national who is looking to purchase a second home in the US, but they want to use it as an Airbnb while they're not here, these lenders are friendly to short-term and long-term rental loans. As I mentioned before, credit scores are generally lower. The requirement is lower than the conventional bank. And for foreign nationals, there is no credit score required. If the foreign national is outside of the US and they do not have US credit, they're automatically given an A score, which is a 700, basically equivalent to having a credit score of 700. They're automatically given that score. For the lower credit scores, most lenders look for scores in the 600, maybe about 640. However, I have at least one lender who will work with scores as low as 575. And it depends on the type of loan that they're looking for, the amount, and there are a number of factors that play into that. But in general, scores are in the 600. Whereas for the conventional banks, the score requirement is higher. The credit score requirement is higher. Okay. Some of the requirements, bank statements need to show the requirement is usually for 2 bank statements. Now, one thing I didn't mention before is that for all of these loans, there is no income verification because, like I said, they're asset-based loans. But we do require bank statements. The bank statements are just to show that the borrower has enough funds in the account to close. So they have enough funds for their down payment, they have enough funds for their closing costs. If there are reserves required by the lender, some lenders do require reserves. If there are reserves required by the lender, we want to see that those funds are in the bank account, that the person actually has that available. Reserves can vary from lender to lender, from loan product to loan product. And they're usually between 3 and 6 months. Now, the reason for the reserves is because they're asset-based loans, borrowers want to be sure that if for some reason, the lenders want to be sure that if for some reason the borrower or the renter does not pay their rent, the borrower has enough money to fall back on for those first 3 to 6 months to still make the payment and cover their expenses, cover their mortgage. And that happens from time to time where it may be that a unit gets damaged or something of that nature, or a renter loses a job and shortly after they rented that property from the borrower, and then they're not able to pay their mortgage. So banks want to see at least 3 to 6 months reserves. Not all banks require this, not for all loan products, so it does vary. For foreign nationals, they need to have a valid passport from their home country. Also, they need to have their funds for closing in a US bank. Now, for US banks, in your home country, for the foreign nationals, their home bank may have correspondent banks here in the US, and so they can work with their home bank to direct them to a correspondent bank and also help them get that account set up. Also, some of these loans require proof of residency to show that you own your residence. The reason is that these loans are all non-owner occupied. These are not loans for primary residences. These are non-owner occupied. They're strictly business purpose loans, so investment loans. And so based on the loan type, some lenders may require you to show that you actually have your own residence, that you actually own your own residence. For foreign nationals outside of the US, some lenders waive that requirement. Okay, a few additional requirements and information. So entities for foreign nationals. Some lenders will require foreign nationals to close in an entity, while others, like an LLC or a corporation, others do not. However, in the state of Florida, all investor loans, whether they are US residents or foreign nationals, all investment loans in the state of Florida must be closed in an entity. So that's a state requirement, not a lender requirement. Yes, it's actually the only state that I'm aware of that has that requirement. Escrow waiver, here again, this varies by lender again. Some lenders will allow an escrow waiver where the borrower pays their own escrow, then others would not. Prepayment penalties based on the loan type. There are prepayment penalties. However, this is one of the cases where you can buy down a prepayment penalty, which means your interest rate will be increased a little bit, but you can buy down that prepayment penalty. And non-balloon loans are available. Those are, some of your bridge loans, for instance, can be a non-balloon loans. If you're not familiar with a balloon loan, it's basically a loan where you, for instance, an adjustable arm can be a balloon loan where it's a 5-year arm, and at the end of that 5 years, you're responsible to pay off the remainder of that loan. So what borrowers would do is that they would refinance the loan at that point in time. Some bridge loans are also balloon loans, but there are also non-balloon loans available. Okie dokie. These are for foreign nationals. There is, like I mentioned, there is no US credit requirement. Foreign investors with an individual TIN, that's a tax ID number, or a social security number are eligible. Those are ones who are living here in the US. Those outside the US, if they don't have that, or they don't have a credit score, they're still eligible. For some lenders, I have at least one lender who has actually told me that foreign nationals with diplomatic immunity are not eligible for foreign national loans. Now, it's only that one that has mentioned it to me. I don't know if others also have that as a clause for being ineligible. Okay, some additional information for foreign nationals. Closing outside of the US, some banks will allow this and some will not. There are some banks that would say the borrower, they would allow it, but the borrower has to work with the nearest US embassy in their country to make arrangements for the signing of the loan. If, however, they are not able to make arrangements, if, for instance, the embassy is closed or something of that nature, first of all, the lender will verify that that embassy is closed. And if, they're not able, if it really is closed, the borrower is not able to sign the documents at an embassy, then they will still allow it if the country is a Hague Convention country. And in that case, they would work with an apostille to close that loan in the borrower's country. But that apostille has to be certified, and the certificate has to accompany the documents that come back to the US. For the automated clearinghouse agreement, this allows the borrower to allows the lender to debit the borrower's account for the monthly payments. And some lenders, most lenders require this for foreign national investors, but not all. Some lenders also will allow a power of attorney to sign for the borrower in the US if the borrower is a foreign national. And that brings me to the end. Any additional questions?
Thank you for the presentation. That was very thorough. I do have one question. Since the state of Florida, if an investor is buying in Florida requiring an LLC to be closing, what is the time frame for that LLC to be able to use and borrow? 2 years, 3 years?
To set up to set it up, or how long they can have it?
How long must an LLC be in existence as a company in order to borrow?
It can be a newly formed LLC. There is no restriction on how long it has to be in existence. And an LLC is, you have to file each year to update that LLC, to renew the agreement for that LLC. And so as long as you continue to do that, then it continues to be in existence unless you terminate the LLC. And LLCs take about 3 weeks. It depends, at least in Florida, it's about, yes, about 3 weeks for that LLC to be established. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
I have shared one link with you. The chairman of that company is in Florida right now, and tomorrow he will be coming back to India. So he has gone to register a company there. So yesterday his company had got registered, and I think, Molly, I will introduce you with him first. And I think he was looking for such type of things. So kindly go through the website, and I will be introducing you with all the 3 chairmen of the company. They are a fintech company, and they are doing very good in Uttar Pradesh. So they got connected with me. And this week I'm having meeting with all of their chairmen. So I will introduce you, Molly, with them, and I think they can take the service of Jac'e. She will be very good connection for them.
Okay, thank you. That's awesome. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, so to get started, if you have a client or you yourself is interested in obtaining investment properties in the US, my website is on the next page. My QR code is on the next page as well. You can email me, you can call me. So here is my contact information. Basically, if you should go to my website, there is a real estate intake form on my website that you can just hit one of the get started buttons. And that once that form is completed and submitted, it comes to my email. I will then reach out to that borrower, have a discussion with them, try to get confirm that I know exactly what they're needing, because sometimes the form doesn't always exactly say what they need. The information that they put on the form. So that would be one option. You can scan my QR code, and that will take you to my digital business card. And that business card has my email. It has the intake form as well. It has access to the website. And of course, the website has everything. You can email me and we can set up some time My website also has, you can also schedule time on my website to reach out to me. And of course, you can always call.
We have
Christina is
a
having a question.
Go ahead.
See, Christina is having a question. Are we able to get a copy of the deck?
A copy of what?
copy of your presentation deck. Would you please send a copy to
sure.
Amrish for everyone that's here?
Yes, I will. I will definitely. Do you want me to just send it in the? I'll send it to Amrish and he would send it out.
Okay, Christina would
Does that
like one
work?
also. Yes.
Okay, I'll send it to Amrish and Amrish will send it out to everybody. Okay, so as I close, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to present today. It was my pleasure. I appreciate your questions and your interaction, and Amrish and Wendy, the your referral, at least to someone who you think may be interested, Amrish, and to Wendy, you may have something that you said may work for this program. And that's it for me for today. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'd like to, invite Vanity to conclude this meeting, and it was just wonderful, and I think you are going to be very fruitful for all the US connections, because most of us are from the real estate. So you are going to be very, useful connection for them. So Wendy, if you can conclude this meeting, please.
Sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yes.
Would like for you to conclude the meeting.
Oh, thank you.
If
Sorry, I
possible.
couldn't. Okay, well, thank you everyone so much for your participation in our programming today. Jac'e is a dear friend. I've known her for over a decade, and her character is impeccable. She's well respected in the community. She's a community leader. She supports her people back home in the Caribbean islands, and it's my honor to have a great friendship with her. Not only that, but now is forming into a longer term professional relationship as well. So I'm so excited for Jac'e, and congratulations on your trip to India. That was a successful event for everyone, and I'm glad these relationships are forming across borders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wendy.
If anyone wants to repeat their presentation from the next time, they can message me. So repetition is allowed. We have to see that if new speaker is available, we will first give chance to them. But if anyone wants to repeat the presentation, or they want to come out with the new subject, they are most welcome. And we also have to look out for the time. I think this time is the good time. Or if you want to change the time, we can have the meeting and we can change the time also.
Okay.
I think this time is a very good time, on the fact that pretty soon, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have Area Global also joining us. So we will have different specialized speakers. I will be seeing them in the next 2 days, meeting with Area Global Board of Directors. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to have new faces, new interactions, new topics, new connections, and this is what we're here for. So it's fantastic to have everybody here. Thank you.